how much is required to start a business and how to keep your costs down low. I will work you through the process on how I did this and how it worked out for me. First thing you want to do, you want to make sure that when you starting out by yourself, you want to make sure that you can handle all the bills yourself. You want to make sure that you do a draft of how much you make every month, or like in terms of your bills, and you want to make sure that whatever residual income that you have coming in should be able to go towards your business, or and the light, the gas, and whatever it is you have to pay essentially in that business account. These are things that I did. I did a rough draft for how much I made, the residual, how much I could afford to use to start a business, and I kept my costs down low this way. Another thing that I did was I used all my income myself. I used all my money. I made sure I did not take any loans out of the account, because you want to make sure you're not owing anybody. You want to make sure that you are at peace with yourself when you lay down and sleep at night. Um, one of the biblical teachings of the Bible is you don't want to owe people. And if you do owe people, it just says you have to try to hurry up and get up out of that loan. So I essentially used that biblical passage where it says you pretty much are a slave to the lender, and I don't want to be a slave to my lender, honey. So I said, no, boo, I am going to use all of my funds. Three, there's so many great deals online, guys. You don't want to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that you really don't need to impress other people. Make sure when you spending money, that you spending money on things that still look great, but are inexpensive at the same time. You want to cut costs in every areas and avenues. And a great way I also noticed is like Walmart also has a lot of like retailers that I believe they're new retailers. They're selling new products, and I took a chance on these people too. They have great, excellent products too online that you can save a lot of money and cost probably $200 off when you use products of manufacturers that are still new and probably trying to get a name for themselves. That and Let Go, those were my two favorite sites to use when I was doing a lot of shopping. So keep your costs down low, by budgeting properly, making sure that you can pay all your bills on time by yourself and not trying to depend on other people, because the biggest misconception is when you start a business, especially when you're going into the barbering industry, that you will have barbers lined up, especially licensed barbers lined up to cut with you, and the money's going to be rolling in just like that. It never works out that way. That's the biggest misconception, because I literally found this out recently that it takes time, because Rome was not built in a day, and you have to put in the same amount of effort that you put in when you were initially an entrepreneur prior to owning your own business. So you want to make sure that you put in the same sweat and the same tears into that business, and make sure you have the right team working for you. So you don't want to randomly just hire anybody that's not licensed and does not know the procedures or the protocol, and you might end up being fined. So these are the things that you have to reconsider and take into consideration, so you don't really rush and get somebody else in there to help pay the bills because you're so desperate. No, when you do it this way and you really make sure that you can handle everything on your own, you take your time and you make sure that you get the right team in there, and they actually respect and know the rules and the guidelines, and they're actually licensed as well. That is priority. And it will cost you roughly between $4,000 to $8,000 to start a shop or a business. I always say start small. You can start with 2 or 3 chairs and then grow from there. You don't have to impress anybody, and don't overwhelm yourself. All right, good luck, guys. Bye.